Yeah, I thought it was a great exercise for us. I think Lexington came in, they're a really well-coached team, posed some really good challenges for the group. Nice to see everybody that's been in camp get 45 to 60 minutes primarily. And I thought it was a lot of good takeaways, a lot of good learning lessons for us, and it's going to give us a lot of, I think, momentum and clarity on what we need to work on in the last 2 weeks prior to the opening kick here at Geodis on February 22nd.
Thanks, Coach. We'll start with Wes, and then guys, just go ahead and jump in.
So how pleased were you with the fluidity of possession, especially on the right side of that starting group? And is that at the stage you wanted to be at this part of preseason?
Yeah, I mean, we've identified that the whole beginning of the preseason was about sort of playing with some intensity, competing, but also creating connections. And I think that's part of what we're doing. The right side was really good against Charlotte, and I think again tonight there was moments of it good. I would like it to be a little bit more consistent, but yeah, you can definitely see some really good combinations starting to occur, and the ability to access the space behind is starting to open up the whole field for everybody else.
A few games now under your belt, how have you seen this offense grow and some of the fluidity progress?
Yeah, the main goal for us is to get consistent, and that means are we able to hurt opponents in different ways. And I thought today there was periods of time that we were able to play through the team. When that wasn't available, we were able to find moments to play behind the team. So for us, it's just about making that, I would say, in a more consistent way, but there's certainly positive steps forward after today's game.
Sam Surridge scored a hat trick, obviously. That's a big step for him. I know you talk about the collective and how the team performs in general, but how important is it for a player like him to get going early on before the season even starts?
Yeah, of course. I mean, in our sport, finding the back of the net builds confidence. So I was really happy for Sam to be able to do that. 2 of them come off free kicks. Attacking set pieces is something that we've been really emphasizing. Assistant coach John Bayo's been, I would say, studying it all offseason to get to this point. To earn free kicks and corner kicks and those things, it's a collective thing. And Sam did a great job of capitalizing on the moments. But he was the end product of good play to draw fouls and great service from the guys.
You ended up yesterday actually practicing free kicks, and then you see the team scoring a couple of goals doing that. How rewarding that is?
Yeah, it's the pinnacle of what we work for. When you see something happen on the training ground and you work at it so hard, the guys are really focused and diligent on doing that work. And again, it's a point of emphasis in our camp now, but it's a point of emphasis for our season. We think that could be the players that we have, we think that could be something that can be an advantage for us. And so to see it, sort of proof out on the field come to life, it's certainly rewarding for the players to know that their hard work is paying off.
BJ, you put emphasis on building out of the back throughout this week. Or anything that stuck out to you today? Did your side kind of put together a good bit out of the back, or anything you did like or dislike out of that?
First and foremost, building out of the back, you need to be brave. And you can do it in training, and it's and sometimes it looks good, sometimes it doesn't. But when it comes on against an opponent who is pressing hard, again, who's really well organized and well coached, I was just really proud of the group to be brave and to continue to try it. There's certainly areas that we need to work on to make it better, but first and foremost is just having the courage to go out and do it and be calm while performing it. And I thought those are 2 big takeaways from our building up that we were able to take away.
In the second 45, a lot of the younger guys got their turn at playing out there. Any of them stick out to you in particular?
I think the integration of Matt Corcoran, I think, has been really good. You can see that he's got a high IQ, a good technical quality, but at the same time, I think there was a big open field tackle there, and he comes away with the ball. So there's also a little bit of, for being 18 years old, there's a little bit of nastiness in him, and we like to see that here. So I think Matt did a really good job. I think Chris Applewhite showed you that. Again, when we talk about being brave and calm, he displayed that. You can see him directing players around to find passing lanes for him. So not only is it the execution, but sort of now he's thinking about the game as well. So I think those guys are, again, young players that are going to need time. And what you saw them is get a nice extended run today and some bright spots from it.
And it's a small sample size, but did that give you some reassurance when it comes to depth on this roster?
Yeah, the MLS season's a long season. You're going to call on a lot of guys, and so we want to make sure that we have the depth that we need. We're going to continue to give these guys chances to play, and we know we're going to call on them at some point, and most of the time you don't know when. And so to have that confidence that they'll be ready tonight was a step forward.
BJ, I haven't asked a ton about goalies this week, but what do you look for in a game like this where you have so much of the ball from your goalies, and I guess what do you make of just kind of the competition, kind of some of the young guys you have behind Joe Willis, especially Brian today with his penalty save?
Yeah, so I think what you saw today was it's a team when we're controlling the ball, the goalkeeper has to remain focused, and he's going to get called on. So each goalkeeper today made a big play, and that's what we like to see. Again, we want to have competition in this group. I think there's competition in that position, but at the same time, Joe comes up with a big save at the end of that 45 minutes. It's almost like a double save, and then Xavier comes up with a big point-blank save where he has to make a dive, and then Brian makes the penalty save. So I think that's what you want. The goalkeepers have to basically. I always say they're first and foremost. Their job is to keep the ball out of the net. Those guys did a really good job, and it's not always easy. But a big strength of a top-level goalkeeper is to be able to stay focused for 90 minutes, and I think all three of them displayed that today.
BJ, what are the areas of emphasis now as you move into the next phase of preseason and head back down to Florida?
Yeah, I would say that the point of emphasis for us is we know the games are won inside the penalty box. Maybe it sounds a bit obvious, but we talk about with the ball, it's controlled in build-up and it's controlled in mid-block, but you win games by defending your penalty box well and by, I would say, creating and executing goal-scoring chances. So I think for the next 2 weeks for us, there's going to be a lot of time spent in both boxes and building upon sort of the defending attacking set pieces you could throw them in because they pretty much I would say have a direct link to the penalty boxes, but we're going to focus there because we know that's where the games are won, and when we get down to February 22nd, that's when it starts.
BJ, I wanted to ask about Jacob Callaghan. Before you got here, he was pretty much just an exclusive kind of out-and-out winger. Then it felt like last year he was inverted on the right, and now he's kind of playing in that two-man front line, I guess you could call it. What have you made of his performance, and kind of what do you view his role this year?
Yeah, Jacob's had a tremendous camp. I would say first and foremost is his dedication to the game, whether it's off the field and studying the game, studying the tactics, putting the time in the weight room, is a testament to how much he's worked hard, how hard he's worked to get himself. He's having a great camp. Personally, he's taken on. He wants to be more of a leader in this group, and he's showing that. And then he's a menace running behind the back line. But if we're trying to make him more unpredictable. So if he can also come in the pocket, receive the ball, and run on the dribble at the back line, people have to respect that. I think we saw him doing some of that, and then it's clear it's an elite ability to run behind the back line, and that's going to be his role. As simple as it is, I think it's our job to put him in situations to be the best version of himself, and I think that's who he is.
Joe Willis was telling us that there's been plenty of work that you've been doing in the classroom with him. How much of that do you see put together here in the game today?
Yeah, again, I think we stress principles. We've brought a lot of new players in, and so the quicker we can get them all on the same page and identifying and seeing the game through the same lens, the quicker those connections that will occur, and it can't all happen on the field every day. So we have to spend time in the classroom. We have to spend time watching the video and doing that. And these guys have been tremendous again with their approach as true professionals, which is on and off the field, putting in the work. And I think you can see some of that. Those connections are coming, and we're able to integrate players as quick as we can.
We'll do one more, guys. You're good. All right, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
I'm good.
All right, Sam Surridge, guys, just want to start by talking about the match, 3 goals, pretty quick.
Yeah, I think we played really well. I think defensively we're looking really good. Some of the stuff came out that we were doing in training. I think we talked about it in the week. As long as that came out in the game, I think we'd be happy, and it did. I think parts we can improve on, but yeah, it's always going to be like pre-season.
How much confidence does it give you as a striker to see the ball in the back of the net 3 times in the season?
Yeah, definitely. I think it's important that because that's what I want to be doing. I want to be scoring goals. Also want to be winning games. So yeah, even if I didn't score today, I'm still be happy because I think I just want to be getting fit, getting the team winning, and but yeah, it obviously gives you confidence because obviously we want to be there.
What adjustments did you have to make as a striker going from the system you played in under Gary Smith now to a more possession-oriented system? And how do you feel like those adjustments are coming in your first off-season under BJ?
Yeah, I think towards the end of last season, I think we've seen glimpses of it, which were good. Yeah, this pre-season's been tough. Like, it's been really hard, and I think not just physically, mentally for all the players, it's been tough. But it's what you want to do. You want to test people, and I think we've all needed it. And yeah, I think you can see today the lads have been sharp. The unity's good. All the players who've come in, new signings, done well, and yeah.
Proof's kind of in the pudding. You go out there, you guys scored 3. You specifically had 3 in the first 45. How have you seen this offense grow?
I think it's one of them. I think, like I said, towards the end of last year, I think we've seen it grow. I think we've been more working as more a team unit rather than offensively. I think everyone knows we can score goals. I think it's probably just getting us them chances to do so, getting us up the pitch, and yeah, just being good defensively. And I think we'll set us good going forward.
BJ specifically mentioned set pieces and the work you've been putting in set pieces. Yeah. 2 of your goals today were from set pieces. Yeah. So what has that been like in terms of learning new schemes, perhaps? And
I think it's definitely important because a lot of games are won and lost during set pieces. We had it last year where we conceded too many set pieces. Obviously today we scored 2, but yeah, I think we need to be better this season at defending them and attacking. I think we've been working a lot on it. Yeah, and hopefully. See it long may it continue. We need to keep the work going, and yeah, it was obviously work today. So.
Any specific sort of thanks to the delivery that brought the goal?
And he's put in top delivery. He put in another corner, I think, where I got headed to it as well, where I could have maybe done better with. But yeah, I know sort of where the ball's going to go, and it's not just me he's aiming for. He's obviously got other targets as well. Jack's good header of the ball. Obviously Walker, we know what he can do from set pieces, but when you've got lads that can head the ball, obviously Alex, he's not the tallest, but he can jump high and he's good header of the ball as well. So yeah, we have got targets we can aim for.
Sam, is it fair to say that everything seems to be different or feels different this season, even though it's early, in terms of what the work you're doing and the performance in the field?
Yeah, I think different's good. I think change is always needed, I think, to go forward as well. It's obviously been different this pre-season to last pre-season, but it's been tough, I can say that. It's been really hard, and I think that's what we need. I think we need hard work, and as long as we keep working hard, I think we'll get the rewards.
All right, thanks, Sam.
Nice fun. Cheers, guys.
Thanks, Sam.
Xavier Valdez here. Xavier, first match at Geodis for you, big save. Just talk about the experience.
Yeah, no, it felt great. Obviously, the atmosphere was great as well. You know, it's a new team, so it's been amazing adapting to that, and a new idea as well in terms of how BJ wants us to play, and you know how we've been training as well. So it's been great. I've been really enjoying it. I've been competing with solid goalkeepers as well. So I love that, and just to be able to show what I can do as well has been I've been loving it.
When you work with an established keeper like Joe, who's been here a long time, how do you balance competing with him but also maybe learning from him at the same time? So,
funny story. He was at Houston before I was there, and we used to study all his stuff because his goalkeeper coaches were still there as well. So, I watched a lot of his stuff prior to me being here as well. So, I already kind of watched a lot of the things that he was already doing in the goal, and then obviously working with him. Goalkeeping is such a small world, but just watching all his micro movements and seeing how someone my size does move around the goal, and what he can do it's been great. And then also just competing with him, just finding ways that I can take pieces off his game, and then also do things that I'm already good at, and just go from there.
Xavier, BJ, was a goalie himself when he played. Does that show up at all, do you think, in the way maybe he coaches you, relates to you guys to the position?
Yeah, I mean, there's been a couple points that he's kind of emphasized me improving on, especially, just not being. I like to play a very aggressive game, so I've been trying to kind of play a deeper line as well. When we played the U.S. national team earlier in the preseason, there was one situation where I came for the ball when I didn't have to, and I could have just waited for it. And I think today I showed him that, with the information that he's been giving me, and also Danny, the goalkeeper coach that I have, I'm able to adapt to the new information that he's giving me. So, you know, just taking bits and pieces from what he's also learned and what he wants me to do, and then, you know, just going from there.
What has been your impression of the club as a whole in terms of the facilities and the coaching staff and everything else here in Nashville?
Yeah, I mean, it's all been top tier, and the organization, you know, they've really helped me out as well, especially in the moving process. You know, I've been moving around different cities for a couple of years now, so just adapting to that and being helped out in that, and the way that I've been helped has been great. The facility is amazing, like that, the whole setup that they have there with, you know, all the staff as well, and you know, all the support systems that we have. It's been great.
And how did it feel playing at Geodis Park today?
It felt amazing as well. I had my mother and my sister here, so they came to see me play, and you know, I think they really enjoyed it. And then also, I mean, it just felt like another game. I mean, I've played in big environments. I've played with a lot of fans, so it doesn't come hard to me, but you know, it's something that I'm used to, and it's something that, you know, I look forward to be a part of and keep working with.
In your time thus far here in Nashville, the culture is a thing for everybody in sports. What's the culture been like here in comparison to other places you've been at?
Culture's been great, especially, you know, being around the older guys as well, and kind of taking what they have had to say to me in training and stuff like that, and also getting to know them as well. There's a couple guys, you know, back from where I'm from, and you know, all the people that we know back home. I mean, it's like I said, goalkeeping is a small world, but so is the soccer environment as well. But you know, just getting to know everyone, and I mean, the team has done a really good job of emphasizing sitting with different groups, sitting in different tables as well, and you know, really just taking the first step forward and making sure that you're communicating with the older guys, and also getting to know the younger guys as well, because you know, you want to really create an environment where everyone can speak to one another and take information off one another, and you know, that all translates onto the field, because you never know when you may get thrown into a game and you're playing with a guy like Walker, and you know, he just came back, so just trying to learn kind of from the stuff that he's been doing on the field and all the advice that he's given me, you know, my first day in with, or when his first day coming back, you know, just learning from the older guys.
Xavier, I know Houston has really emphasized possession a lot, and it felt like this week, just from what we saw in training, that BJ was really working on kind of building out from the goalkeeper. Just what's that adjustment been like, and how have you felt kind of adapting to maybe a new system?
I think Houston kind of had a similar idea in terms of building up the back and, you know, being very calm on the ball. So, I mean, like I said, it's not something that is foreign to me, but also, you know, it's more the adjustments that I've made are more in my positioning. In Houston, you know, I don't think, you know, coming for a certain ball would have been, you know, a bad idea, but learning how to retain possession, trusting even your teammates a little more, has been kind of one of the emphasis, or something that's been emphasized here as well. So, you know, just learning how to create those relationships off the field, like I said, so we can translate that onto the field and make that building situation even easier. So, you know, just not kicking away the ball when I definitely could have done that, and it may have been the safer decision, but you know, we train building out the back and keeping the ball so much. So I think we've created the necessary relationships to do that at a high level, and you know, we'll keep seeing that as we go further into the preseason.
Thanks.
Thank you. Hi. You guys good?
Yep.
All right, we've got Brian Schwake now. Brian, first match at Geodis, of course, big save on the PK. Just talk about that experience.
Yeah, it was great. It was great to get out and see all the fans, see everyone. Everyone showed up. It was a really good atmosphere, and yeah, just happy to help the team and make a save, and glad we won, and 3 goals and a clean sheet, so all good.
Brian, you've had experience playing in Europe and playing in the States as well. What made Nashville the right choice after all that experience?
I just think everything's about timing in football. It seemed like a really good time to come in, and you know, I think there's a really special project going on here. I know with the new coaching staff, the new players, and everything, everyone's really ambitious, and that's something that really attracted me. So just happy to be here and be a part of it.
What do you feel? You know, you're so many stops at, you know, overseas, Scotland and Spain, and here in the U.S. at such an early age in your career. What do you think that's done for you so far at this point?
I think it's been great. I think, you know, I got a good amount of games when I was really young, so just to like kind of have that experience and still be a younger player and have almost 100 professional games is it helps me obviously because I have more experience. So I think that it's been for my career, it's been absolutely massive.
Brian, anything in particular that you did different for this penalty kick?
No, I just tried to look at his body shape, and obviously it's kind of a game with penalty takers, but I kind of just tried to read his body shape, and luckily, made the save.
What are the strengths of your game? Obviously, you got some spring in the legs to get out to stop those shots. But what would you say your strengths are that you're bringing to the table here in Nashville?
I like to think I'm well-rounded. I think I can do a little bit of everything. So I think that obviously the most important thing is like being a leader in the back. So I think that I like to talk to the guys in front of me and make sure everyone's doing well and we're all on the same page. So I think I'm trying to be a leader.
How has the competition been with the other goalkeepers in the group here in the training session so far?
It's been good. I think we have a really good group. Obviously, Joe's got a lot of experience, and Xavier's coming in from Houston, so we've got some good keepers, and I think we just push each other every day to get better.
And for Joe specifically, is there any sort of information exchange? Are you learning anything from him as well as competing with him, of course?
Yeah, I think, in training as keepers, you always like looking how other keepers do things, and if they do something that works, you think, maybe I'll try that. Like, everyone's different goalkeeping, but you can take different parts from different keepers, so I think we all, try to learn from each other, really.
What was a player as a kid that you kind of looked up to in your position?
For me, it was Casillas. I always loved Casillas, so I thought, he was my favorite keeper growing up.
What part of his game did you want to, emulate or, add to your repertoire when it came to playing?
I think he's really agile. You see in the saves he makes, crucial saves in big moments. So that was something that I always really looked up to, and for me, one of the best ever.
Worst conditions you ever played in Scotland?
It's got to be 6th division in Scotland. I think I was 19. It's been like 30, 40 mile an hour winds. The pitch was terrible, but that makes you grow. So it's obviously playing in stadiums like this with great pitches. Because you play on worse pitches, it feels a lot better. So no, that's 6th division in Scotland.
When you go home and start resting, what makes you think that Nashville is a great fit for you?
Like I said before, I think the project and everyone involved with the club's been really, really good. And again, it's ambitious, so that's something, I always try to push myself and be the best that I can be. So when you're at a club like this and everyone's kind of pushing in the same direction, I think that's attractive for a player.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Brian.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank you. Take care.